right hand corner, that's your door.
That's our door.
And then these are somewhat labeled. Step out, you tap in. That's your entry step that comes out. Step light chimes. Step light is that one down there, and it also gives you this light up here.
Okay, yeah.
Next is driver light. That's right above you, right there.
Yeah.
Next is outside porch light. There's a porch light above the door up there. That's that.
Okay.
Over here is park lights. Park lights. The park light switch will stay on with the ignition off.
That will drain my battery.
Yeah, if you leave it on and don't do that, eventually. But if you if you're parked somewhere and you want to leave the park lights on, but you don't want to have your ignition on, then that park light one will do. If you have your generator going and the battery charger going, then then the generator and battery charger is going to keep it up and power the lights. So you could spend the night somewhere, like if you're at a truck stop, you want to spend the night somewhere. You're not going to drain the battery if you have the battery charger on and the generator going. You can kill all this. This turns on your headlights and park lights. So this is everything. This is this switch and this switch.
Okay.
The difference is this is what I usually leave on all the time as a reminder, because anytime the ignition's on, then all your park lights and headlights will come on. When you kill the ignition, this will kill everything. Okay. So you can leave this and just drive like this all the time. That's just adds if you want park lights on without the ignition. Okay. Yes. And this is your hazard lights. Hazard lights. This is your coach lights. If you go up, it's just the middle. All right. If you go down, it's the middle and the outer edges. By the window. Yes. Okay. Engine brake is down here. Down is off. It's low and high. That's your exhaust brake. You don't want to use that in any type of wet, slip, or damp conditions. The engine brake. Right. All it does is when you let off the gas, it will use, it's kind of subtle, but it uses the exhaust, the diesel exhaust, to kind of put some back pressure on the engine to slow it down, so it's slowing down that rear axle. The reason you can't use it whenever you're in any type of slick conditions, snow or rain, even wet pavement, is because it only works on the drive axle. So it would be the equivalent of you being like in a stick shift car. Imagine you taking a turn in slick conditions and you pull the emergency brake and try and stop just by the rear tires. It's going to put you into a spin. Because 80% of your braking force on a car is the front tires. Right. So it's got to be the right balance. Right. So with that on, if you're in a curve or a bad situation, you slick and you let off the gas, that could start you fishtailing or put you into a spin. So whenever it is on, you'll have a yellow light that comes on to let you know. So every time you let off the gas, you'll see a light come on that says something about exhaust brake or Jake or something like that as a reminder. And it's amber because it's just it's nothing, it's not a bad thing. It's just letting you know when you see that you should be making sure that you're not on slick conditions or anything. Right. Okay. But where it benefits you is coming down a hill. If you're on a long grade, you can use that in conjunction with slowing down using in the lower gear. Okay. But it also helps you stop a little bit faster if you're out and need to stop. Yes. This is for this thing here. That switch is for the floor. Brings that floor down and you hold it up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it needs a little help. But it will never fall on its own, right? It never has for me. Okay. So, but that gives you the floor for up here. But then again, remember I mentioned the L bracket goes here. So even though it goes down, if you were to step on it, it would fall down. Yes, it's missing. So you could either do you could even just do a piece of wood or something here that it rested on, or replace that and put an L bracket in there, just so that has something solid to rest on. Okay. So that covers all of these switches here. Yes. These are your wipers. Your driver's side, passenger side. Turn them on, and then all the way to the right to speed it up, and all the way to the left. Slow it down and eventually turn it on. Yep. And then this you push to spray the pressure fluid. Yeah. This is a drink holder.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Emergency release for the door is here. When you close the door, it is locked. So
Right, okay.
there's an airlock in there, and it's locked. So in case of emergency, and if for some reason that doesn't work, I mean, I can't imagine why not. Usually, if you have like a crash or something and it releases air pressure, it's going to release the lock.
Right.
But if for any reason you need out, just push that down, and now the door is
It's full manual.
It's
Unless
full-
you activate
full
that manual lock.
right.
That,
Yeah, if you pull this and activate that, that's a manual bolt lock.
Okay.
So you wouldn't want to use that, you know, in transit. You know,
Right,
just use
yeah.
the airlock.
Right. Yes.
So, and you can stop. So, you can
Okay.
stop the door out, or bring it all the way up. And you'll hear that
Okay.
shink.
Yes.
The other thing the airlock does is pull it really tight so you don't get any air noise out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that is. Let's see, your fuel gauge, oil pressure. This we covered the
air.
front and rear air, engine or batteries. Remember, it's a 24 volt system.
Yes.
So 24 volts is where it would be. Then whenever your alternator's working or it's running or your battery charger's on, it would be closer up to the 28 volts.
Right.
And your engine temperature.
Temperature.
And it will go, you know, the needle is usually always pointing at 180 somewhere. So it'll be where it is now. You know, if you're pulling, if it's summer and you're pulling some mountains, it may go to the point to the 0, but it's always stayed right in there.
Okay.
So if it starts going, you know, right of the 0, then that's not really normal.
Right. Are we in idle, high idle right now?
Nope.
No, we need to be.
Fast
right?
idle is labeled
Fast
right
idle.
there.
Okay.
So
All
there's your
right.
fast
Yeah, I
idle.
thought I felt it kind of slower. All right.
Let's see. Mirror heat, that I've never tested it.
Okay.
But
All right.
guess that heats the mirrors if you're up somewhere. And this, I don't know what does. It,
Okay.
It has some type of air release.
All right.
This is your fan for. Oh, that's those backup lights, and they are tied into the battery. They will be on even with your ignition off. So that's another
Okay.
reason why before you go, you always do a walk around. Before you leave, you always do a walk around to check everything.
So these
out.
are the two LEDs that are closer to the center of the coach?
Correct.
Okay.
So this is your air conditioning and heating system. So you like go up the AC. Now your air conditioning's on. You hear it back there.
Yes.
And then that's your driver AC.
Okay.
Kick on your driver air conditioning up here.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is what controls them. This is going to control your defrost.
Up there in the
windows.
Right.
I forget what this is. I think that does nothing. I don't think I figured out what that does yet.
All right.
This, you can barely tell it says raise. This, if you hold it up, can raise the air suspension a little bit.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
if you push it down, can lower the suspension a little bit. I believe once you start driving, it will go back to its normal
Automatically level.
Yep.
Okay.
If you're running the AC, you definitely want to be on fast idle if you're running the AC because it's pulling a lot of juice from the engine.
But let's say I was at a here comes my wife and the kids. Let's say I was at outside of McDonald's and the kids just ran out to get food. I can have the AC and the high idle while they wait.
Yep. You can.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't want to if you're going to be there unless it's just a couple of minutes. I mean, if it's a few minutes, if it's 5 minutes in and out, then yeah, you can leave the bus air on, leave the AC on. If it's going to be longer, then you'd want to use this generator and the roof airs.
Okay. And that option, I can do it all from in here. Turn the AC on, generator and everything.
Yep.
Okay. I guess when we get there to that, you'll show me.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
So we covered that.
Yes.
This is your sewer duct. Once you get it, I'll show you outside. Once you get it connected, I always open this window. Then you come in here and push it from there, and watch it. This is your emergency. I think it says something on there. Emergency engine override.
Override, yes.
So if the computer system detects an overheating issue or some problem with the engine and it cuts it off and it doesn't let you drive, you can push that to do the emergency engine override to get it started and get you off the road. The manual says not to use it except for an emergency to get to a safe spot, on the shoulder or something like that.
Okay.
Because obviously the engine's shut off for a good reason.
For a reason, right.
This is your cruise control, and it is labeled cruise. That's your cruise on, and then that's to set, and then that's to resume. Resume, accelerate, and then set and coast is up.
Okay.
Turn that back off. That is gauge illumination and dash illumination. Gauge, I think, does... Yep, gauge is back here, and then dash does all your lights and switches.
Okay.
Tag lock, that locks your tag so it doesn't articulate. I don't know the situation why you'd want to use that.
Right. Okay.
Valet and pager, that's from an old system.
Okay.
It's an old system it used to have. The batteries are dead in here, but that gives you temperatures like middle, back, and in the generator compartment. If you replace the batteries in there.
The temperature inside the coach?
Yep. Yeah, it's just for comfort, your comfort temperature.
Okay.
So you can kind of monitor if it's getting warm in the back and you need to turn that AC on or something like that.
This one?
I think that's a bulb test.
Oh, okay. I see.
So you can see you have a low water engine brake.
What each one is going to say.
Yeah, so engine brake, that's the one with the Jake brake that's going to come on.
The orange one you were talking about.
Starter alert, tag steer. Tag steer is the one that's going to let you know when your tag's articulating when you reverse.
Right. Okay.
Lavatory emergency, 12 volt power, baggage locks, 12 volt not generating.
And then the one in the middle also, it says PA.
PA system that doesn't work.
Okay. All right. So that covers all of this.
Yep.
And
so went over this, air brake, and I believe this down in here is where you connect for engine codes and so forth.
Okay. The computer code reader.
Yep.
Okay.
What this is here is what I've mentioned that I've never messed with. It's never worked. That's your forward radar.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Your side radar is here. It would give you a red light if someone's there, and this, if you're approaching something too quickly, it will alert you and let you know. That is the control box for it right there. There's also a memory card sticking out of the back.
Yes, I see this one. Yes.
If you look down below, there's some handles there.
Yes.
You see on
two of them.
Yep. On the left one, you pull that one up.
This one?
That lets fresh air in up here.
Okay.
So that opens a valve and just vents fresh air in from there.
Right.
The one on the right controls cooling and heating. So down, that's for your main AC system or for your AC up here.
Okay.
So down is cooling. If you're using the heat, you would. It's a twist lock. So you twist it and pull it straight up, and that switches over to heat.
That's how I'm going to get the AC to become warmer.
Well, we still have the heat switch here. See,
okay.
It's up for AC, down for heat, but you also have to do that there.
Okay. Also, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Air horn and then high beam switch over here.
So now we're over here. 12 volt interior is all your. You have some things that are 12 volt, some things that are 24 volt for interior. So that controls those. 110 volt lighting. Some of your stuff back there is electric, 110 volts. Refrigerator, that's where you turn on and off your refrigerator, which is 12 volts. Don't have any idea what that is. Reading lights, I don't know what that does, because the reading lights, as long as the headlights are on, the reading lights up there work.
Okay.
Aisle lights, I've never found that does anything either.
Okay.
This is your main, this turns up on this and your backlights.
Okay.
The backlights are LED. This turns on your inverter. So that's going to give you your 110 volt lighting and power all your plugs and everything if you're not running the generator.
Okay.
You also have to turn the breakers on back there, which I'll show you when we do back there.
Okay.
24-volt battery charger, that's an on-off switch. That's electric, so you either have to have the generator running or be plugged in for that to be powered. So it's your electric 24-volt battery charger. You can plug it in direct, or if you plug the coach in, you want to leave that turned on. Water pump is for your domestic fresh water for toilet flushing and sink. Water heater turns on that electric water heater. Automotive heater turns on, and I'll show you where that heater is. That's the coolant heater fan back there to keep the bay from freezing if you're driving through really cold temperatures. Block heater, perhaps at one time it activated the block heater, but the block heater has a plug in the back that you plug in separate. Webasto heater, that's that diesel fired heater that's back there, and that's what you would use if you got it serviceable to keep the bays heated if you're not running anything and you're not plugged in. So, to start and stop the generator, just hold that. Light comes on, you're started.
As long as the light is on, that means my generator is on.
Yep. You have indicator lights. Like right now, it just primed and started. It'll also preheat. So, say it was really cold, it may take a while, or it may start rapid flashing to let you know that it's preheating. And that if it dies for any reason, you can, it'll like one flash at a time, it turned off because of high temperature. If it's 2 flashes, it's low oil pressure. If it's 3 flashes, service required basically means that it doesn't know why.
Right, yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean it needs service. It would just mean that something other than the computer turned it off.
Okay.
So usually that's going to turn out to be fuel filter, fuel flow, something like that.
Okay.
The pickup for this is a little above the pickup for the engine. So if you're running really low on fuel, this will die first and run out of fuel before your engine will. So yeah, if you lose that due to fuel, you're really low.
Yeah.
Because I did put that in pretty low. A lot of people put that where, like on RVs, it's at a quarter tank, it'll cut off. That's been an issue for me. It's irritated me with RVs, so I put this where you can take it almost empty with that. So it's something to remember.
Right.
On your air conditioning, this is where you set your temperature for your coach air. To the right is warmer, to the left is cooler. When that light is on, that means this is the air temperature inside your air chamber down below. So that's the current temperature of the air that you're blowing out.
Oh, okay.
It will also be the temperature of the coach, because once it gets to a certain temperature, the air coming in, then that's going to be the show the temperature. The little light up here, that means that it is adding heat to it, so it's not too cold. Because obviously, 59 is a little cold.
Yes.
It will take it down to, realistically in the summer, about 68, I think, is the lowest I've been able to get that thing to go down to. And as it warms up, 72, 73, if you just keep it over to the left, then, but the way this works, the compressor is always on, it's always cooling, so the way it regulates the temperature is mixing heat with the air conditioning. And there's some valves I'll show you in the back on where it's getting that heat from. Because you can kind of cheat it, because it will, it can get it down to about 72 to 74, and then it'll start mixing heat to keep it in there. If you want it colder, there's a valve you can turn off in the back that prevents the hot water lines from getting to it. And that's kind of a way to cheat it to make it cooler.
Oh, yeah.
Like right now, those lines are turned off.
That's why it's pretty cold. Yeah.
So that's why it's getting cold, and whenever that light comes on, it's not really mixing any heat with it.
This one is just mirrors or what?
It may have been at one time.
Okay.
I don't think it does anything right
okay.
now.
All right.
You have your compass up there.
This you don't know what it.
That's my camera.
Oh, okay. Dash cam. Oh, some good
speaker volume.
All right.
Your speaker. This shows your electrical charge and your amps. You can
Is
pull
that
out.
for the generator or is that?
That's showing your coach batteries.
Oh, okay.
Coach battery charge.
Okay.
Up here is some 12-volt fuses. So this is 12-volt fuses.
Oh, fuses, okay.
And then these are the like your residential, your
Breakers.
yeah, these are breakers, and they say on or off.
Oh. Okay.
And where these silver things were, we had labels on there. These are your roof air conditioners, so they're wired into here. So you have so you have your 12-volt stuff over here, but these are your air conditioners. You can turn them on at the AC. But if you don't want to have to walk back there, you can leave them on and turn them on and off with the breakers.
Okay.
Probably better to do them individually over there. So work the emergency exits. Just pull that down and push up.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
both have little latches there, and you see they can latch.
Okay.
There it goes. Inside there, you can just kind of lock it in place, or you can just kind of sit it there. These. Sometimes if I'm going to run the generator, I'm always going to use these air conditioners over the bus air. So obviously the bus air is robbing horsepower and costing you money. The generator is actually, it's cheaper to run the generator with the roof air than it is to run the bus air.
Okay.
If you do that and you've got sun up there, you can use this. And right now it's turned off, but you turn it off where this is putting it all forward. And it hits that and just comes right down on you. Feels really nice.
Yes. Okay.